Right, evening, guys.
Evening.
I didn't get a chance to say it before screen, but tonight I'm mourning. Because after 13 years, my boots that I absolutely love have finally given up on me. So 13 years for a pair of boots ain't bad compared to the shit you buy nowadays.
Yeah, very true.
And I've still got a pair of jeans that only went about 3 weeks ago that I bought when I was 18, and I'm now in my 50s.
See, this is why when I find a decent pair of
They
boots,
lasted a while.
When I find a decent pair of boots that are comfy and are usable for tours and normal stuff, and Colin can verify this, I will buy 3 pairs.
Well, the boots, they've finally given up. They were the very first present Heidi ever gave me when we first got together.
Yeah.
So
not enough.
But
why did I get a vision of bloody Trigger's broom then? They've only had 3 new uppers and 4 new socks.
Yeah. Right. Tonight, Mothman and all the cryptids of bad omens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I just put in the name of tonight's post into AI, and he actually came up with the idea of Mothman and other cryptids on the stage as a rock band. And I absolutely loved it. He came up with that idea.
If you just searched what was it, Mothman and the Bad Omens, you get an actual band, the Bad Omens, with Mothman stood in the front.
Oh, nice.
Because that's what came up for me at first. Evening, Perry.
I put Harbingers and Doom in, and it came up with similar.
Yeah.
It was coming up with rock bands, and
I was very happy with what AI decided on that. And when I put it through Meta AI and animated it, it looked pretty good as well animated. So I'm quite pleased with that. So, right, anyway, Mothman and Creatures of Doom or Prophet.
Just before we get going, can I get everybody to wish Perry a happy birthday? Because it was his birthday the other day.
Oh, happy birthday, Perry.
Happy birthday, Perry.
21 again.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look a day over 50. 20 years, maybe. Not a day.
No, happy birthday, Perry. And really appreciate your. I posted the live stream. I posted my investigation first in 2.5 years, and Perry, really appreciate your nice comments on that. Thank you. Right, this one, Mothman, and that, I think, as it was the lovely Joe's suggestion, I think he should start us off.
Okay. Who's got Mothman on their list?
Sorry?
Do they all have Mothman on the list?
Mm-hmm.
No, not doing him.
No,
I've got it on the list, but I'm not doing it.
Really? The main character? And you all go, no, I'm not going to touch that one. Wow. Okay. Then I guess I'll kickstart Mothman.
Evening, Cole.
Evening, Cole.
So let me start. God, did I even get any pictures? I knew you guys were going to do Mothman. So I didn't bother. I don't know if I got bothered getting any pictures. Somebody else was going to grab it.
I've got pictures anyway, I think, Joe.
All right, if you want to put some up, that would be great, because I figured one of you guys would grab it, no big deal. But
I think I've got Mothman.
I got everybody else. I got pictures of everything else, but I figured you guys had Mothman. So
I only took down pictures of Scott's ones.
Yeah. We go.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do. Mothman, of course, is a classic modern example of paranormal omen or harbinger, especially for your for like a podcast like us. It's a great one. Sightings of this large winged humanoid with glowing red eyes began November 1966 around Point Pleasant, West Virginia. They continued through 1967, often near the TNT area, the old munitions site. The legend peaked with the Silver Bridge collapse on November 15th, 1967, which killed 46 people. Witnesses reportedly saw Mothman on or near the bridge shortly before or around the time of the failure. John Keel's book from 1975 called Mothman Prophecies and the 2002 film popularized the idea of Mothman as a prophetic.
With Richard Gere.
What's that?
That's with Richard Gere. That's actually a relatively good film.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But the idea of Mothman is a prophetic entity tied to the broader flap of high strangeness. UFOs, men in black, precognitive dreams, phone calls from odd entities, ghosts, etc. Like Indrid Cole, the grinning man,
Yes.
a smiling telepathic figure linked to the events who gave prophecies or warnings. There's lots and lots and lots of these prophetic omen-bringing creatures and beings out there worldwide. Interpretations vary. Some see Mothman as a causer of doom. Mothman is the one that caused it. Others as a warning entity, like an angel of death or interdimensional watcher. And skeptics point out to misidentified birds, e.g., sandhill cranes, mass hysteria, or the bridge's structural failure due to a corroded eye bar for official investigations. That would cause it too. Sightings reported dropping after the collapse, but Mothman lore later tied it to other disasters, claims in Russia or elsewhere, though the evidence is thin. Point Pleasant now embraces it with a festival and a statue. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Mothman?
Yeah, it's one through
I think
the movie.
got the Indrid Cole there, you mentioned. So, I don't
think
know.
With the movie, it's kind of portrayed that he might be the cause of. But I think when you look at all of it, it definitely seems like he's a warning, but that still leaves you the question with what the hell is he?
Yeah.
So I've known a few people that live over in the States, and two or three of them have actually interviewed people that were involved in the cases of the Mothman. And they've said you're watching an interview with them, and then you go and interview them yourself, and the story they tell you differs to what they say to other interviewers.
Yeah, they can't even get their own story right.
That's no good.
And Skeptical Magazine done an experiment quite a few years back, and I was going to look for the clip, but to be honest with you, I couldn't find it. I'm running a bit late today because it was so hot today up here. I've just been showering and just chilling. But they done wooden hut. Oh, there we go, Mothman, the statue there.
That's Amy, whatever her name is. Bear with me.
They Skeptical Inquirer, I think it was. They done an experiment. They used hardboard. They cut out the shape of 3 or 4 different Mothman figures, ranging from 3 feet to 7 feet high, put them in the bush, and then just drove down the road and said, like, keep your eyes open. And there's people that were saying, like, the 3 foot one must have been at least 5 or 6 feet tall. And it was like literally 3 foot. So, and you'll know from, I don't know if any of you watch like crime and things and all that, witness statements are notoriously unreliable.
Yeah. I do a lot of investigation of accidents and the like.
Yeah, of course you do, yeah.
And you've got to get in within the first hour. And certainly don't let people talk to each other because they will. Or did you remember that? Do you remember?
Yeah.
When the story change, you can do 3 interviews in a day.
Once you go past that first hour, they start questioning themselves.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Or they start thinking, well, did I actually see that? Or I remember him doing that. If you plant things in their head, they're going to talk about it. And if you get them all together, they'll come up with something totally different, which is why the police don't.
I've always made notes. If I see something happen, I'll make notes, time, everything I can think of at the moment, and make notes in my phone or in a pad or something like that.
Yeah.
And that way it's fresh as soon as I see it. It's written down.
Colin's always getting random voice notes from me when I do similar. And then you just send back question mark, and I'm like, sorry, it's note to self, but I don't know how to speak to self.
I keep I take photos and everything, but again, it's part and parcel of my training to do stuff like that now.
The biggest belief with the Mothman isn't it that it was a sandhill crane? Or that was one of the most likely culprits?
I haven't looked into it that deeply.
I think Joe mentioned it.
I thought Joe was going to be doing it.
I mean, they thought it was birds and things like that. A sandhill crane is pretty tall, tall, long legs and wings and stuff like that. But
I'll quickly get.
It's possible. As good as people see things at an accident site, it could certainly well have been a dolphin bird.
Yeah, definitely.
There are aspects. Cool. Yeah, I've just picked up got a few images of one, and they are absolutely massive animals. I wonder if I've got one next to a person. They are absolutely giant. You can see they are huge animals. Let me bring up an image. I've heard the theory of sandhill crane, but to be honest, I've never actually bothered looking what they look like. The height and things, I can well believe it actually that people could make the mistake. Here we go.
Yeah,
you can see that as an absolutely massive bird.
Yeah, with its wings spread like that, it's spectacular.
It's like the alleged pterodactyl sightings. They reckon most of them are a particular type of vulture that's like 3 times the size of a normal one, and it's all grey instead of the different colours.
Yeah, but you imagine at night. This one is what Joe was saying about Mothman being recognised around the world, various things. This is the Birdman of Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Case. Yeah, it's very much a case of for a few months before the Chernobyl disaster in 1986. It shares many of the same characteristics with Mothman. It was humanoid wing, covered in dark hair, and glowing red eyes. Sightings began in the days leading up to the incident, and those who came across it often received mysterious phone calls and again suffered terrible nightmares.
Yeah.
The sightings continued until the early hours of April the 26th when the reactor actually blew. Rescue workers and pilots who battled the flames and helped people from the evacuation, rather them than me, I've got to be honest, told terrifying stories about a huge black figure flying from the destroyed reactor and circling the black smoke rising from it. That was the last time it was actually seen.
Yeah.
So, again, did it cause it or did it predict it?
Yeah.
I can't see it would have.
It's a courtesy of which.
It's just.
I did find another image there, but it won't let me see it. I'm going to send it across to you in Facebook Messenger so you can see it.
Yeah, I'll get it across. There is obviously the case with Doc Shields and the Owlman in Cornwall. I don't know how close to the Mothman era of the time that was. Trouble is, Doc Shields is known to be, for want of a better word, he's known to be a charlatan.
Yeah.
He calls himself, he calls himself? A hippie, a showman, a mystic, an alchemist, and a con man. He called himself. And obviously, it's also recently come out as well that the so-called young girls that saw Owlman, it's come out recently that it turns out they were actually his nieces Also, a report of one of the men that sent in a written report about seeing the owl man. It turns out he was a cousin.
Yeah.
It runs in the family.
Yeah.
They're all psychic.
So what I mean by that, what I mean is with Mothman, could somebody have seen something? And just basically like Chinese whispers. Somebody saw something, got home, and they were panicked. They didn't understand what it was they were seeing. They told someone in their family, and then that spread on to someone else, and it led to what we know as Mothman now.
The one I've just put in with the script at the bottom is one of the Chernobyl blackbird images.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm just going to quickly do this. Quickly do that.
I didn't see any circles or arrows.
No. This one, I'm sure.
It looks like a statue, to be honest.
Now, you've got this down there. It says the blackbird of Chernobyl before the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. I've seen this as the blackbird of Chernobyl. I've seen it before before Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
I've seen it used before the tsunami that was abroad. Big one, I can't think where it was.
It's the old story. Once an image hits the internet, it's an image from everywhere, from every event.
Yes. Ultimately, I think it came out that it was actually a palm tree. I think, if I remember rightly, it was a damaged palm tree.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you,
that kind of makes sense, yeah.
Even so,
because all trees, when they're hit by lightning, the first thing they do is the top kind of peels down. So that would
I don't know if she's watching, but Emily Paranormal said that she'd love to join us and do the usual "How did you start?" sort of interview type of thing. She put on her thing today that where she's in Cambridge had a big storm, and the telegraph pole right outside of her bedroom window got hit by lightning. So I'm hoping, if you're watching, Emily, I hope you're okay and there ain't no major damage done. So the thing, if you're walking down that road and you're a little bit Brahms and Liszt, and you saw that in the fog, you are going to think it is something, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
So
this, I'm just putting one in. This is, if I can find it, where's it gone?
Remove that. And if like
these are photos that were allegedly taken.
Oh yes.
But that could be any size bird.
Yeah. And the bottom half of the top picture looks like a T-Rex crawling out from the bushes.
I thought it was more a
Sorry, I just had to do that. Well, yeah, steg would be closer to the body shape, yeah.
But wasn't there very similar images to that? And I think it was somewhere like Chicago.
But again, they are harbingers of doom.
Yeah.
They are supposed to do just that, appear before disasters and warn of disasters. As he said, they're not, some people say they cause them, but my own thoughts on that is they are just the warning.
Oh, you deleted the message, Linda?
Sorry?
Oh, okay.
It's like
you deleted your messages.
I took the image out so that you did end up redoing it.
Okay. But yeah, there was a very similar image of something that looks almost identical to that flying over the top of Chicago, and there wasn't any real disaster that happened in Chicago at the time.
Well, it was just Chicago. What more do you need?
Yeah,
I was going to say Chicago snow day.
It was just a Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was just a Tuesday in Chicago. So, if the Mothman was there to warn people of a disaster, of what use would it be just like flying around chasing people? If he was going to actually warn someone, like for instance, if Ian's kettle's about to boil and he boil over and he didn't know, Ian, watch out, your kettle's about to boil over, mate. You got to warn him. If I flew around his house, he's going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea what you're warning me of.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. What are you warning somebody of?
Yeah.
Supposedly Mothman landed on top of the bridge, but he was also seeing other places. So it's 20/20 hindsight. You know, you go, oh, that's what he meant. Oh, okay, great.
But until you get that hindsight, it's like that old nursery rhyme, you know, the sky is falling, the sky is falling.
Oh, Chicken Little, Chicken Little, yeah. So
you've also got what's his name with they came up with all the this is going to happen. He predicted Hitler. He predicted.
Oh, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus, yeah. I write all these riddles, and you can interpret them how you want. Oh yeah, it's obvious. Well, it's like bloody, like star signs.
Nostradamus lived about 2 hours away from here in Salon-de-Provence, which is a little bit to the east, or well, actually the northeast of here. But his dad and his family had a place right here in Alet-les-Bains, which is 30 minutes from my house.
Oh, nice.
And it's a beautiful little town. I love that place. The energy that comes off Alet-les-Bains will just knock you over. It's amazing. But there's a building there that used to be Nostradamus' family's business. And it's turned into an Airbnb now, so you could stay there. But it was, you know, a small little store on the bottom floor, and the next 2 floors were house where they lived. But it's really a neat place, right on a square, where the old, you know, the main market and everything was. It's a really cool place. So every time somebody brings up Nostradamus, I'm going to bring that up because that's what I do. But historically, it's just like right down the road. You can just zip right on over.
That could be interesting to rent a place for a couple of days and have a go.
I thought about it. Depends on when you get. Maybe I'll do it in the wintertime or close to the end of the season because summertime prices are a little bit pricey for me.
I can imagine.
So you know, if you do it toward the end, like the last person to rent it, you know, at the end of the season, it may be a lot more doable.
If you do
180 euros a night or something like that.
How much? Jesus.
Yeah, well, that's in the summertime, height of the season, when everybody's trying to find an Airbnb.
Yeah. If you do it live, because it could be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
That can be very
we did 5.5 months of Airbnbs when we first moved to southern France here.
Yeah.
Just because, and then it was really hard to find them. So we found this one place close to Saint Michel right here in Carcassonne. Excellent people. And I'd call and say, yeah, we're kind of at the end of this Airbnb because it's been rented out to other people. You got any spot open? And she had two Airbnbs, one little small studio type place. And then upstairs, there was a 2-bedroom. And it was perfect. Oh, you get one, I got the other one. And it was like 2 floors, a nice kitchen, living room. It was like being at home. I think we stayed there 4 or 5 times. It was awesome.
Because didn't you say when you first moved over there, you've got to be a citizen of France for a certain amount of time before you can actually rent properly?
Well, yeah. That's the problem. I had no rental history in France, or even in Europe, nowhere. Well, from years ago, I rented a place in Italy when I was in the Navy in the late 80s, but that doesn't count now. And that was in Italy. And it was its own country then, you know, it wasn't part of the EU or anything like that. So then we got here, and it's kind of like I had no rental history. And all the agencies said, no, you know, we're not going to even talk to you. They'll lead you on for a few visits. But then after that, it's like, oh, no, we can't help you. So that was very irritating. And finally, I ran across this lady in the pub, and she spoke English really well, French lady, awesome person. And she says, well, let me try. And she ran us through a couple of people. And that's how we got this place. She said she went in there with me and we chatted. And yep, I've been here 3 years now. Almost.
You've been in that place about 2 years now, haven't you?
August 1st will be 3.
3 years already?
3 years, August 1st, yeah.
So the time just flies. It really just flies. As I was talking to Heidi the other day about her mum, and it's like 11 years ago her mum passed away now, and it seemed like 5 minutes ago. I don't know if as you get older, time goes faster.
It does.
It does.
You know. Right. So my first one is the Banshee. I've got an image here.
Okay.
So we got the Banshee.
That is a great Banshee.
Hold on, wrong one. Sorry, that one.
She howls greatly, keens greatly.
Do you know what? She still looks absolutely fantastic even at her age now.
Yes, she does.
Basic thing on here, a banshee is a spirit from Irish folklore known as a harbinger of death, traditionally depicted as a wailing woman whose cry foretells a person's impending demise. The banshee has become one of the most recognizable figures in Celtic mythology, blending elements of ghost, fairy, and ancestral guardian. Name origin from the Irish bean, bean sigh, or fairy woman. The domain is Irish.
Can I correct your Gaelic?
I need my English correcting, not just me Gaelic. But
Banshee.
Does it?
Bean is Ben, and Sith or Sithi is she.
Yeah, well, you can
So
speak about it.
So from Banshee to Banshee.
Yes. Oh, Christ.
What was that?
Don't know, but that's the second time since we came in.
And it's the second time on your one. Weird. Now tradition. Well, we'll go to tradition in a minute. When you watch things like, I don't know, like Teen Wolf or Supernatural or just a film in general, it's usually the Banshee, from what I've seen, gets depicted like Samira from the Ring movies. You know, the dark hair, the dark clothes. But traditionally, that isn't what a Banshee looked like.
Yep.
So, and from when I looked into the Banshee several years back, because I was going to do it's a long time ago. It's way back when I interviewed Joe for my blog. So it's like 15, 16 years ago. The stories of the Banshee, from what I saw, didn't really come about until about the plague times. It's thought of as being older, but from what I looked into, it only actually started coming about in the plague time. Now, I theorise could it possibly have been a woman's children had died from the plague, and she was seen wailing and crying.
It depends what you call the plague times.
I don't know if it's got on the bit I've written about it.
The first major plague in London was
about the second one.
It was 300 years before we had one up here.
Yeah.
It's got the
And London had several.
The plague times were when I was married.
Appearance and behaviour. Descriptions vary widely. Some portray the Banshee as an old veiled crone with red eyes and dishevelled grey hair. So the fact that it could have been a woman wailing, the red eyes, that would potentially make sense. Others as a youthful, ethereal beauty dressed in white or green. The colours of mourning and the colours of mourning and the fairy world. Regardless of form, she is most often heard rather than seen.
Yeah.
Her keening cutting through the night air near a doomed household. In gentler accounts, she sings softly. In darker ones, she shrieks, shattering calm and chills the listener. So I've never heard of tales of a banshee singing. I've heard of them screaming. But I can't say
wails or laments, like you say. It's
a keen cry.
Yeah, she's mourning.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be
horrifying. It's like a woman screaming, an animal crying, and the wind all blended together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, for a second, I thought it was my second wife.
Oh, that was my first.
Oh, okay.
You married the same woman?
See now, see you've got there with the dark hair, washing the blood from the clothes.
This is part of the Scottish banshee tradition. This one and the washerwoman from before. Well, these are both washerwomen, but the one that you just had up, that was Scottish. But did you know that traditionally the banshee was associated with surnames, different families? Yes. That was like the O'Neill, the O'Brien, the O'Connors, the O'Grady's, and the O'Donnells over in Ireland. They were associated with them. So it was kind of like, and each one had its own banshee.
Yep. And different clans over here, when you do the, let me get the correct pronunciation, Ben Nia, which is our version.
Yep.
Each different clan's Ben Nia makes a different noise. Some sing like they're like, "Oh, poor you, this person's gonna die." Some are screaming like it's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they've died," and some are just the normal paranormal screech.
Yeah.
Depending on which family it is, they all have different clues from her.
Well, the Welsh have the, if I can get the pronunciation, Grace Ribbon.
I've not heard of them.
Which is the same. She has the same attributes as the banshee, and the. I won't even attempt to.
Ben Nia.
She has the same attributes. She's forewarns of death and the like.
With the washerwoman version, if you see the clothes soaked in blood, it's your family. If the clothes are already clean, it's you.
I'd heard it that way. That's interesting. Now,
it's like bullets. Do you see the one that kills you?
Exactly.
It's like my theory, though. Could it possibly be during a plague, a mother was witnessed wailing and crying over the death of one of her children?
I don't agree.
Story.
I don't think so. I think the legend has been around for literally centuries and goes back way beyond the plague.
Through a lot of the Celtic regions. Yeah. It was everywhere. Indo-European goddess imagery.
If you really want to track the Celtic stuff, it's definitely pre-Christian, which is absolutely pre-plague times.
Yes.
So
let me have a look. I'll check it.
Christianity jumped in, and the she became more ghost-like than fairy-like. Sometimes interpreted as a soul in purgatory instead of the traditional, creature that's harbinger of death, and occasionally viewed as a fallen spirit or an omen sent by God. So it was another one of those things sort of taken over by the Christians.
Yeah, we can't convert you, so we're going to assimilate you instead.
Right.
The church is the Borg.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just having a quick look, the Irish banshee, they believe, started about 1,000 years ago, but I can't.
That's more like where I would put both the Scots and the Irish, all the Celtic ones.
Yeah, medieval Irish manuscripts from the 8th to 12th century. But allegedly before that, they believe there might have been oral stories of her.
Yeah, because you think about it, the only time you get written history is when the monasteries start opening their scriptoriums, where they're literally copying the stories down from the people.
Well, yeah,
and
back then,
eventually copying books.
only people in
because
the
there was
church.
no writing as such.
Yeah.
But it reckons the actual Banshee, as we know it now, only came around in about the 19th century.
I would say it only became famous in the 19th century when
it's been around a lot longer than that.
When books were easier to pass around. Because if you've got a handwritten book, if you've got a handwritten book from the 7th or 8th century or before, you are not going to lend it to somebody because that book probably cost you a year's wages.
Yes.
Can I borrow your book, please?
It's like vinyl. Can I borrow your...
I still hold a grudge on somebody who borrowed 4 cassettes off me in 1987 and I never got them back.
People used to borrow DVDs from me all the time.
I've done that with some of my Wednesday 13 CDs with my ex stepsister's boyfriend, and I never got them back. So, see those, like, from what I was just briefly reading there. Yes, the story of the Banshee has been around about 1,000 years, but as we know it now, as it's depicted now, when you look in books and things, is more of a 19th century isn't recent, but it's more of a recent thing than what. So it makes me wonder how different the original Banshee to the 19th century version of the Banshee.
Well, I can give you a different one from the Scots, from the Irish to the Scots. If you know how to approach the Ben Nia, our version,
if they look like that, I'm running towards
them. What's towards them?
If you know how to approach the Ben Nia, or you've been advised by a wise woman how to approach the Ben Nia, if you manage to get within 2 arms lengths of her before she sees you, you can ask her for a wish or ask her the answer to something that's been troubling you, and she will help you because you managed to sneak up on her, and she is all-seeing and all-knowing.
Those couple of pictures that you just had up there, Carl. The first one with the crows around. This is a predecessor of what they think the Banshees was. This is the Morrigan.
I was waiting to say with all the red and all the crows, it's definitely
exactly. That's the Morrigan.
Isn't that the Morrigan? Wasn't that supposedly the sister of Merlin?
No, that's Morgana.
Oh, was it?
The Morrigan is one of the Tuatha who were the ancient gods.
To my understanding, the Morrigan's very similar to the Valkyrie in the Norse. For those of us with pointy hats and broomsticks, she's a goddess of war and love. Perfect. So she wanders the battlefield collecting the lost souls to take them to where they're supposed to be, which is like the Valkyrie.
Right.
But if anybody's still alive, she will, how do we put this before 9 o'clock? Allow them to take advantage of her in their dying breath. Yeah. So they have a smile on their face when they go. She's one of my favorite goddesses, actually, is the Morrigan.
The Morrigan and Manannán mac Lir are both
working in care,
taking the dead to where they need to go.
Yeah,
working in care. The amount of elderly men as they were passing, I heard asked to go out that way is phenomenal.
I think that's partly
last thought. So.
I think that's partly why she became such a well-known figure during her time period. So.
Right, and this one, Joe.
That's Bab. She's a crow-associated war spirit whose cries foretold death. Basically, going even farther back.
Yeah,
this is going back even before the Tuatha Danann, farther back. Into the lower Celtic regions, and even more east. So she's basically just a Morrigan, Manannán mac Lir, Bab, all of those are cycle pumps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the ones that come and collect the souls and take them off to wherever the souls are going to go. You know, wherever their belief is. Valkyrie, same thing. That whole crowd. I just love this type of thing, though. The Irish gods and that kind of stuff are just so cool to me.
Oh, they've got some fantastic legends. They've got some absolutely brilliant legends. Right, so we're over to you then, Lynn.
Cool.
Okie dokie. So let me just go through my list and see what hasn't been done. One that I've never heard of being a harbinger of death is the Jersey Devil.
Oh, yeah.
And when you look it up...
I've not heard of it as a...
Yeah.
A doom. No,
the blurb that comes with it is that it sometimes leaves the forest to wander into nearby towns and serves as an omen of impending war or major civil unrest. Now, I've never heard that bit, so I had to do a little bit further reading, and I couldn't find anything that backed up that claim. So I'm like, okay. Then we have the Piazza bird in Native American lore along the Mississippi River. Massive dragon-like winged monster was feared as an omen of conflict, sickness, and tribal misfortune whenever it was sighted near a village. And basically, if you turn one of the lions off the English flag into a griffin and give its wings 3 red stripes, that's your Piazza bird.
Okay.
Lynn
just saying about the Jersey Devil, there is obviously that image that's been doing the rounds for years.
Yeah.
So, but no, that other one, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah. The name Piazza is derived from the Algonquin Illiniwek language and means a bird that devours men. There is a mural that's depicted on the Wikipedia page. And the mural was first documented by French explorers Marquette and Joliet in 1673, but was lost to quarrying in the late 1800s. The current one is regularly restored and is a 20th century reproduction based on earlier sketches and lithographs. Legend tells of a monstrous man-eating bird that was eventually slayed by a brave Illiniwek chief named Uatoga, allegedly.
Now, would that come under the same category as the Thunderbird?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Thunderbird has a completely different, completely different mission.
Right.
That's what I was going to say, because the Thunderbird seems to be more of a protector than anything. I'm just putting the image into the thing of the restored one that's based on sketches and lithographs.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Isn't it on the side of the cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the side of the cliff. Others that I came across sticking with native tribes is in Mexico and Texas, the owl or lechuza, a giant owl or witch creature known as lechuza, brings terrible bad luck. Hearing seeing it hover near your home is an omen that a severe illness or tragedy will strike someone inside.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I'd brought up. With that image, it's all well and good. The only thing that's quite an impressive beard, but it kind of ruins it. But it looks like it's got a top knot.
Yeah, but that could be the tail just wrapping around.
Now, you know what? That's what it does look like.
It is. It's going over there.
Yeah. But the Lechuza was one of the ones I was going to do, but you've brought it up, so it saves me a job. So the
Thunderbird, I just looked it up. The Thunderbird The Thunderbird is controller of storms and weather, protector of humans, guardian of the upper world, bringer of power, strength, and renewal, and messenger or servant of higher powers.
Oh, so it's literally the complete opposite then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I did come across a literally 2-sentence thing from Brittany.
Mm.
The Anku, a tall skeletal figure in Breton folklore who drives a creaking old cart to collect the souls of the dead, visible only to those who are about to die. However, if you hear it but can't see it, you still have less than 1 year. That's it. I've got a few other bits and pieces from Scotland, but the rest, yeah, you've got the Thunderton. That's the building down the road.
Oh, you're going to say the Thunder Turd then?
That's what I thought you said.
It should have been the Thunderbird, but my brain's telling me I actually want to go for a drink after today. So you've got the Thunderbird, the Black Dog, the Indrid Cold that you've already said, and then you've got the Deer Woman, which I had never heard of. Again, it's only a 2-sentence thing. Shapeshifter in Native American lore, whose sudden appearance warns individuals of moral ruin, physical danger, or imminent death.
How come I've never seen it
then? And then I'll let somebody else have a shot, because then I'm switching into all the Scottish ones.
This is Carl's favorite lady. This is La Llorona.
Mm-hmm.
She's not so much a harbinger of death or of bad omens, but she is a wailing woman.
Yeah.
She wails, she keens, she's crying for her children. It's a bad story and kind of maybe fits the bill a little bit for one of the wailing women type stories.
Mm-hmm.
But
I still that would be a fantastic look for you on one of your tours, Lynn.
Done it.
Although
the wedding dress that I have is a scarlet one.
It keeps bloody swapping over, I think. It keeps swapping between two. Right, Ian, over to you.
Right.
Oh, I shouldn't drink that fizz.
I put one in.
Right. Oh, okay.
This is the culture boa.
Ah.
Okay.
Irish coach of death, or silent coach. It's driver is supposed to be by the Dullahan, which is another myth regarding headless horseman who carries his own severed head under one arm or holds it aloft to see in the dark. It's traditionally depicted as a large midnight black coach pulled by a team of headless or fire-breathing black horses. While the name translates to silent coach, accounts of it vary. Some versions say it moves with complete silence, while others describe terrifying clank of iron chains and thunderous, unnatural rumbling of heavy wheels. It never, according to legend, it will never ever return empty. Once it's on the road, someone is going to go back with it. It will stop outside the house of the dying person, and upon the doors opening silently, their spirit must come aboard.
Now, there was that series, 2 or 3 years ago with Noel Fielding in, where he played Dick Turpin, that comedy series. They did actually bring up this ghostly carriage thing in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
So,
well, folklore also states that if you hear the coach approaching, you must throw open all your gates and doors, leaving the way perfectly clear, because blocking its path or attempting to stop it means you are its victim.
ooh.
See, my brain's automatically gone to Darby O'Gill and the little people, because it's the black coach and four that comes to collect him.
Yep.
See, I'd be fine because I'm absolutely terrified of horses, so I won't go near it anyway. So
it said carrying a piece of gold can protect you from the coach, as he's terrified of precious metal. How true that one is, I wouldn't want to tempt it. It's also, although this is particularly strong in Ireland, it's the story can be found elsewhere in Europe and also across America.
Okay. We have another look at that.
Scottish folklore. It is said to be seen at times on the Royal Mile of Edinburgh, where it collects the souls of the dead. The Hellwain is also supposedly seen in the night sky.
So that I'll take it that's some sort of meteor. Or...
yeah, bear with me. Is again, it's just another name for a phantom wagon or coach. He's seen going across the sky.
Oh, you little sod! Thank you. Just bit me. Lovely. Stop biting.
Anything? Doesn't want to be on camera.
Nope. The Dullahan, who is supposedly the one who drives the coach.
Oh, I've heard of the Dullahan. I think Linda's mentioned that before.
He's clad in black flowing robes. He's no head on his shoulders. He carries in his hand his head.
Yes.
To be able to see. He's blessed with supernatural sight, which is why he holds his head up, because he can see wherever, even on the darkest nights. But beware watching him pass by. You will be punished by either having a bucket of blood thrown in your face, or you might be struck blind in one eye. The biggest fear of all, however, is that he stops wherever you are and calls out your name. This will draw out your soul and you'll no longer be among the living. Unlike the Banshee, which is known as a warning of imminent death, the Dullahan doesn't come to warn, he comes to bring you.
You're very bitey tonight. She's very bitey tonight. Right, so we go back to Joe's. I'm assuming this is Joe.
These are just Valkyrie. We talked about them a little bit. They fulfill the same function as the Morrigan, Manannán mac Lir. They're psychopomps and death even. You know, the Grim Reaper. They're all psychopomps. And they go to guide the spirits wherever they need to go. But I figured since we were talking about them all, I'd put up pictures of the Valkyrie lady.
That one on the right would make a fantastic tattoo.
Yeah.
That'd make a really good. I might look for that.
And the thing that goes through when you look at the images, all of these figures, with the exception of the Grim Reaper, there's always lots of red to represent the blood, and crows or ravens to take the souls to where they're going.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, and of course, the Morrigan has two crows, like the Norse gods.
Yeah,
Unin and
Moonin. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's thought and one's memory.
Yeah. Well, so we've got 5 people watching. I know 2 of them are Eri and Cole. The other 3 would really appreciate it if you subscribed. We're up to 161 subs now. So we
make a comment if you got anything to say. If you got any suggestions,
if you have any.
Or if you've already subscribed, stick us a thumbs up on. Or
definitely.
Send us a smiley face.
I'm hoping to get to the 500 by the end of the year at least, which would be brilliant.
That would be really cool. So we'd be famous then.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So we're going to talk about the bar guest.
One of my favorites.
It's kind of cool. I'd like to have one as a pet. That would be really neat.
Nice.
If this little bugger keeps biting, you can have this one.
No, that's all right. But yeah, the bar guest is, of course, another of these harbingers, omens. Comes mainly from Yorkshire and northern England. Description include huge claws, enormous teeth, glowing eyes. Ooh, look at those glowing eyes in that photo. Or drawing. Chains rattling in the dark and unnatural silence. The bar guest is usually more threatening than Black Shuck, which we've talked about several times in different things. He keeps coming up a lot. And
in Lancashire, he's known as a shrieker.
And I've got that in here too. I just was going to do this one and bring that up, but you've got it already. In some stories, seeing the bar guest means imminent death, such as the Banshee and all those other ones. It prowls alleys and lonely roads, attacks or paralyzes witnesses with fear. Some traditions say that it can shapeshift into a headless man, a woman, a white cat, or a goblin-like being. Ex-mother-in-law. The name may derive from a town ghost, bear ghost, or a funeral spirit, depending on the interpretation. So that's the bar guest. And then you move on to something just about like it.
I say there's a lot of black dogs around. I mean, the Hound of the Baskervilles was similar sort of thing.
Yeah. Now the thing with so many black dog legends and that coming about, could that be based on the church? Because traditionally,
it could also be regional. You know, in Yorkshire they call it this. In Lincolnshire they call it that. In Scotland they call it this. It's the same basic story, just different.
I've actually got a Scots one with images downloaded on that.
Oh, she's finally calmed down.
Well, I don't have any Scots ones, so that's really cool. I've got this one here is a church grim.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Joe. Could the legends of so many black dogs throughout, well, not just England and that, but worldwide, to be honest,
hellhounds?
Because traditionally, when churches were first built, they used to bury a black dog before they'd bury a human.
Right.
Could that be where the legends originates?
Guardian of the cemetery, protector of the dead.
But again, you've got to ask yourself, as with a lot of superstitions and the like, where did they get the idea to bury a dog?
Yeah.
Well, it could be.
It goes way back beyond the church. Things are superstitions.
It's like most
Mm.
monasteries and convents have a mummified cat within the walls of the building.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which, considering that churches are all about faith and the rest of it, why would you bury a cat when your God is almighty?
Yeah.
Because the traditions that you're bringing the people into the church with are the ones that you've got to capture that imagination. So you've got to have something that those people believed in beforehand. Like
that's why every cathedral in the UK has a green man.
Yep.
That's what,
Your church
every church.
Yeah. Is there the green man within Linda or no? The green man within the church. Oh, you stop biting. The green man that are in the churches and cathedrals, is that Bacchus?
Technically, it predates Bacchus because the Celtic green man
is a Roman.
Yeah, the Celtic green man goes back as far as there's been people in the Celtic
several thousands of years.
So it wouldn't. No, I was just saying because back. Oh Jesus! Stop biting, little bugger.
For some of the educated church people, they may well have thought it was Bacchus or Dionysus, but it predates both the Greek and the Romans.
Because weren't they gods of wine and merriment?
No, wine and merriment. Well, Dionysus, yes. But I suppose Bacchus as well, because they are two sides of the same coin.
Well, Bacchus with the after effects.
Yeah. And their celebration days are the 25th of December. So, yes. And the celebration for both Bacchus and Dionysus is eat as much as you can, drink as much as you can, bump uglies with anything that's willing. And this all has to be done on the 25th of December, which kind of sounds familiar.
That's where you get the Bacchanalia prom and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the church
the green man is much older than Bacchus or Dionysus.
Yes. Much. So the church grim is a protector of the churchyards. Thus, your buried dog in the churchyard there before you start burying people. Guardian of the dead protects that cemetery. Or churchyard, kirkyard, whatever you want to call it, and is a watcher against demons, thieves, witches, or grave robbers. So that's the whole purpose of the church grim. It generally appears as a black dog with red eyes. Can never get away from that red eyes bit. Lurking in cemeteries, appearing during storms, and tolling bells before death.
Oh, I know that.
There's your omen.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yeah, so you got some dog hanging on the pull cord for the bells.
The thing about the tradition of I don't suppose they do it nowadays, but like originally they used to bury a dog before they'd bury humans in the consecrated ground, like to protect it.
They used to bury the dogs under the cornerstone of the building of the church.
Yeah, the thing
and the graveyard.
The thing I don't particularly like about it is a lot of the time the dog that they buried was still alive. Which, being a dog lover, I didn't like that.
The one way I would explain that is it shows you that those who were actually building these places did not have the same faith that these places are for.
Well, and
you can only fight to defend the land, the spirits, the burials, the parishioners. Yeah. If you have that fight in you, which you're gonna have when you're buried alive.
Dog.
This is the Scots one, the Cooshie.
Yeah, I won't even attempt to pronounce that.
Yeah, Cooshie. Anywhere you see Sith, it's she.
I would have said Sith. So.
The Cooshie is a legendary creature from Scots folklore, a massive spectral hound that roams the Highlands and is widely regarded as an omen of death. Described as being roughly the size of a small cow or bull, it typically has shaggy dark green fur and a long, often coiled or braided tail. Its name literally translates from Gaelic as fairy dog. So coo means dog in Gaelic, which is really confusing when you start talking about healing coos. The other translation of the name is the Hound of the Fairy Folk. It's believed to be a guardian of the boundary between the human world and the spirit world. Some of the wee bits. Enormous dog compared to a young bull or small cow. Shaggy green coat, as we've said. Some accounts mention it is black, or it's got white markings on it. It's got large paws, sometimes described as the width of a man's hand, and glowing eyes that can be yellow or red.
Of course.
Well, the fact that you got He-Man, the new He-Man movie coming out a couple of days ago, looking at that, I can imagine he's Cringer.
Yeah. Except Cringer's a cat rather than a dog, but that does look more like a cat, that one.
Yeah.
The Cooshie is a skilled and silent hunter moving across the moors without a sound. When it does choose to bark, it lets out 3 blood-curdling, howling barks that can be heard for miles, even far out at sea. Hearing the 3rd bark is an omen of your own death, and anyone who fails to reach safety by the time the 3rd bark is heard will die of sheer terror on the spot, or be kidnapped and taken to the fairy realm.
Well, I'm sorry, but if that is what it actually looks like, I think I'd shit myself and die of sheer terror or something like that.
As a harbinger of death, it serves a role similar to the Grim Reaper or the Irish Banshee, appearing to bear away the soul of a person to the afterlife or the fairy realm, depending how they conducted themselves in life. In some tales, the Kushi abducts nursing women and takes them to fairy mounds where they are forced to provide milk for the children of the Danshi, the fairy folk, because it is believed that if you feed your fairy child human milk, your fairy child will be more accepted by the humans, and you might even be able to swap them with somebody else's child for the changeling.
Yeah.
So, and that's all I've got on the Kushi.
With the changeling, isn't the myth that you have to put iron underneath the crib to stop the fairies taking them?
Yeah, iron. In more modern myths, you can swap the iron for copper, which is why the old wifeys traditionally put a penny in a baby's pram, so it can't be taken by the fairies. But traditionally, anything against the supernatural, from abducting you, killing you, hurting you, whatever, is iron.
Yes.
Some of the witch hunters even used it for hunting witches. If you could find a witch's footprint, if you hammered an iron nail into the footprint, apparently it would hobble the witch and she wouldn't be able to move as quickly, so you could catch her.
They actually do that in the film Warlock with the late Julian Sands.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen that for years.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, and God rest his soul, bless him. It's such a sad loss. Right. Before I go on to the one that I was going to do, you're saying all about the black dogs and things. Now, this, I think I've shown this before. This was dug up at Leiston Abbey.
I remember it now.
This was dug up at Leiston Abbey, and apparently from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail was around about 7.5 feet. So, of course, the rumours. Yeah. They did do DNA tests on it, but I moved and I never really followed it up on it. Obviously, being at Leiston Abbey, being in that part of Suffolk and all that, black soot comes up straight away. And that's
I remember you saying the door looks more like scorch marks than claw marks, like they say.
Yeah, they do. It don't look it at all.
If it's a kind of hell, his claws might have been on fire. Sorry.
Hold on, I'll get the image up. Claw marks. I wasn't going to bring about this, so I didn't actually bring it up. Here we go. You'll see yourself. It looks like. Well, I'll let you look at it and see what you think first. Let me bring that up briefly, and I'll go.
When was it supposed to have happened? Vaguely.
There's a load of people in church. The dog come bursting in. 3 people died of shock. 1 it attacked, and it clawed at the door, and it left them marks.
Yeah, but when was it supposed to have been?
Oh, hold on. 17 something, I think it was. I can never remember how to spell Attleborough.
They don't look like scratch marks.
To me, it looks like you've got the iron that holds the door. It looks like it's probably buckled and somebody's probably tried heating it. It's earlier than I thought it was. It's August the 4th, 1577.
Yeah, what I was going to say it looks like is candle sconces with the candle lit. You'll get scorch marks like that on the wall.
Possibly. They are, to be honest, they are relatively deep.
Mm-hmm.
Not hugely deep, but they're good. They're at least a millimeter deep when you go up to them. See, that's why I thought like the iron. You got the iron struts going across the door to hold the door. I'll get up an image of the actual door. I'll quickly get up an image of the actual door. You'll see.
I can see that being candles more than anything else. You know, you put a new candle in, and maybe a tall one, and it sits there and it burns, and the flame will go up. And then the next one you put in may not be as tall.
And when it's a candle scorch, it's always tapered top and bottom.
Yeah, that's a nice door.
So you got it is a lovely door.
And looking at where the latch is, that's the door. That's the side of the door that would permanently be open when you're letting people in. So if you've got a candle sconce immediately behind, like where the second line of stonework is, you can see.
Yeah.
It's going to be taking the heat from that because that's the door that everybody's going to come in because that's the side with the latch on.
But you look at the staining on that door, it could be literally be anything. The door is bloody hundreds of years old, so.
Well, see, this is where I get a bit biased and say the door's too new for me.
That door allegedly is allegedly the original door, and that's about 700 years old. That door, allegedly.
Yeah, it's had quite a few patch jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
When you look down the bottom panels, yes, absolutely. Bottom right and second one up on the left, absolutely, yes. It's had a lot of patch jobs. I would be looking for the square nails, etc., and using wood instead of a nail and all that kind of stuff. But that's just me because I'm a nerd.
See, there you can see along towards the right hand side of that picture. That looks like relatively modern nails. They look quite rounded. But then again,
the bit at the top of the bottom section of scorch marks, the bit at the top with the big knot in it actually looks like it's a lot more recent than the other bits of it.
But no, going with the Black Dogs, we got Bungay Castle, and this is allegedly where Black Shuck originates from. Can never get this guy's name right. Richard Bigot or Bigold or something like that. I can never pronounce it right. But allegedly, the king at the time, he'd done something, and as revenge, the king taxed him 100%. He lost all of his money. He died and came back as the Black Shuck, and that's allegedly where Black Shuck comes from.
God.
That's it. I can never pronounce the guy's name. I think my dyslexia kicks in when it comes to his name. But the one I was gonna do, and Linda might have had this on her list.
It's all right because most of mine are only a few sentences.
Is this one? Oh, hold on. They're jumping about everywhere tonight. The Nuclavy.
No, I haven't got that one on the list. I did see it. I did see it, but I didn't add it into the list.
I didn't.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, the Nuclavy is a monstrous horse-like demon from Orcadian folklore, regarded as the most malevolent creature of Scottish Northern Isles. Combining human and equine features, it embodies the destructive powers of the sea and disease, serving as a cautionary figure in island legends. Originates in Orkney Islands. Nature is a sea-dwelling demon with equine human form, distinct trait, lacks skin, muscle, and vein visibility. Weakness, cannot cross fresh water, which I think Linda mentioned a couple of weeks ago. And the controller is the sea spirit, Merthyr the Sea.
And you were 99% correct. The correct pronunciation is Nuclavy.
I was close. Come on.
Well, you were very, very close. Yes.
I
We're proud of you, Paul.
struggle with English,
Yes.
Linda.
Exactly. That's why I said you were 99% correct.
No, I'm happy with that then. 99. 99 enough. I don't usually get as high as 99. So
Yeah.
Clearly it is just a thing of pure and utter myth. Maybe it's like the Kwalu Palik, and it's just a way of trying to stop people going out where there's rough seas and drowning.
Yeah.
And it's the cautionary tale, possibly. But if that was ever real, my God, I would be staining my underwear.
When you look at the short-term
horrifying.
definition of it, the short-form definition, it's basically the demonic seahorse that's kind of half merman, half demonic seahorse. So
it's technically, then, if it's an enlarged seahorse, it's technically real.
Well, it does say horse-like demon, and
Yeah.
so
It makes you want. I can kind of understand if it is like the Kwalu Palik, and it's basically, the seas are rough out there, but people are stupid enough to go out in the water. But if we say there's a creature in there that's going to take you, fair enough. But why something so horrendously hideous? That is.
It may well be a predecessor of the Kelpie.
Oh, possibly.
Because if you treat a Kelpie correctly, you're looked after by the fairies for the rest of your natural life. If you treat a Kelpie incorrectly, you are instantly killed and dragged off to the depths.
Is that
Well,
the one
Gremlins not Figure Master Midnight?
I'm looking forward to the new Gremlins.
Yeah, the Kelpie's the one that's it could be a water dragon, it could be shown as a horse, it can also be shown as a human. But particularly when it's a human, it's always a human male.
So I'm not sure the Nuclavy, I'm not sure when that originated, but obviously Scotland and England have got a vast history way back when of constant battles.
And Orkney wasn't even part of Scotland until only 200 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Hence it being so grotesque and violent, it's one of the Norse ones.
Oh, right. Okay.
Orkney was Norse. Well,
what's Glasgow's excuse then?
Well, Glasgow's Irish. Most of Glasgow's Irish.
So now I was just wondering if, to a degree, could it have actually started, the legend of that actually started in a real life event? Because obviously I didn't realise it was as far back as the Norse. It went, but obviously the Norse and the Scottish fought a lot, the English and the Scottish fought a lot. Could it have literally just been the corpse of a dead horse and a dead rider that was found in the waves as the tide came in? And it originated.
Well, that would be, for the Norse, that would be considered a massive insult. Because when you defeat, if you're one of the Norse invaders, once you have vanquished your enemy, you decapitate the humans, destroy or take their heads home for trophies. It's entirely up to you how many you've already got at home if you've got space to display it. And their horses, if their horses weren't up to snuff by your own standards, the horses were also slaughtered and buried, along with the headless corpses of their enemies.
So potentially it could have been
That's some of the stuff. Well, I only know that from the Pictish stone. When I put up the thing on Facebook saying we've been in cleaning the Pictish stone.
Yeah.
It's actually got scenes of that carved on it where the enemies are all lined up headless, waiting to go in what looks like a giant oven or an incinerator, and the horses are next to them with their heads cut off as well.
So if the rider would have been decapitated and the horse, if it weren't a good enough quality horse, that would have been destroyed as well.
Yeah.
Could it be potentially that it was a horse and rider that got offed it was buried, and they didn't realise the water came that far inland, and it wasn't buried shallow enough.
If there's one thing that Vikings know, it's water.
Yes.
Because
the other thing with that is, if you look at the North myths, they're full of things like this. So
yeah, the Norse Viking is a verb.
Yeah.
Most of them were farmers, and you go out Vikinging. So you went out raiding. And most of them were farmers, so they're very good with the land. They know the land well, how the land acts. They know the water well, because Vikinging is how you gain goods and trade deals.
Yeah, because it's more of a job. They tended to call themselves Danes or Norse, didn't they?
Yeah, the Norsemen, yeah. Or
didn't
the
they pronounce it Vikinga? Was it Vikinga? Something like that, weren't it?
Yeah, Vikinger. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so I think we're over to oh no, I've done my knuckle of these, so yeah, it's over to Linda.
Okay, we're going back to Mayor Scott's ones. So
Ian's one ready.
We've done the QC.
We've got 6 watching. Perry and Cole there. The other 4 that are watching, please subscribe, because we're looking to try and get to 500.
Let us know who you are. Put a comment.
Come and say hello. We don't bite. Well, Ian might do occasionally.
Only if you pay me enough.
Now, we're going to go on to my name for tonight.
Okay.
My name for tonight.
I've been sitting here running that through my head of how to pronounce it, and I'm not going to attempt it.
Kuniak.
Okay.
So the K has an H after it, although it's written with a C. So Kuniak. The Kuniak is a death omen spirit. The English translation of the name is, well, the Spanish translation of the name is La Llorona. The Kuniak is the weeper, a specific Highland death spirit closely related to the banshee. Unlike the banshee, she is usually completely invisible. Distinct Scottish clans had their own Kuniak, whose disembodied mournful wailing near a waterfall or glen signaled a devastating loss for the family. Foretells death and great tragedy. She does not incite war, but serves as a sorrowful harbinger of its consequences, offering a warning that those who heed can sometimes escape. The most famous hearing of the Kuniak was to the Campbells the night before the McDonald's killed them. So she's a death omen spirit. I never put my images in. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. Let me find my images and put them in instead of just telling you the story, because then you've got something to look at.
Oh, this heat.
So
it's been exceptionally hot outside, and then with the heat of the vivariums in here, this room is unbearable at the minute.
Yeah.
Was that Dirge of, what's that say? Dirge
of Glencoe.
Okay.
And then we have the cartoon version as well. So. Yeah, she's. I love
that image. That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
I really do. That is very similar to the Banshee one I posted.
Yeah.
So is it like a Banshee type?
Very much a Banshee, but she's invisible. Usually only heard around waterfalls, streams, or lochs. Some accounts describe her as a fleeting mist-like figure who sometimes appears within the waterfall. A few small ones have described her as a small woman in a green shawl. Traditionally, each Scottish clan had its own cognac attached to its lineage, wailing specifically for its members only. This contrasts with other mythical creatures and war figures like the goblin Redcap, who actively kills intruders in ruined castles. So the Redcap is basically the souped up version of Dobby the house elf. Cognac's often conflated with the Ben Nia, the washer at the ford, another death portent, which we've already covered.
Yeah.
But the cognac cannot be approached, questioned, or made to grant wishes.
It's invisible. You couldn't see it anyway.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Sneak up on this thing I can't see.
I got the McDonald's and the Campbells the wrong way around. It was the cognac of the McDonald's was heard wailing for 3 nights before the Campbells killed them all.
Well, that'll teach the cat to go up against the Viv.
It goes with what Joe was saying before about the banshees, about them being associated with actual families.
Yeah,
like the
very much.
and everything. Each clan has their own banshee or whatever.
Yeah.
So, he's come up for a fuss because the snakes just scared the crap out of him. He was nosing around the glass, and it's just lunged at the glass, and it's terrified him.
Yeah, apparently with the cognac, encountering her is a terrifying sign that a death is imminent within the observer's family or community, because of course a clan isn't just the bloodline. Friends and good traders that have done good business with you can be accepted into your clan. So, and every clan has its own cognac, and I would presume by extension every cognac for every clan has its own slightly different sound, like a different song for each clan. So that takes me back into all the pre-Christian tribes worldwide, where every tribe in the Native Americans have a different song when a warrior's passed and things like that.
Yeah. So now with the cognac and like the banshee and all that, obviously different tribes and different clans have different banshees and things. But you know yourself from past paranormal investigations, if you're out in the dark and you hear a fox going off, if you didn't know it was a fox,
oh, they're horrible. Yeah,
it would sound like somebody screaming.
Yeah.
You know,
but again, as we've said, modern life is so hectic.
You wouldn't hear it.
You wouldn't hear it, or if you did, you'd just pass it off as something else.
Yeah.
Like you say, that'll be screech owls and everything.
Yeah.
You're walking along in the woods and you hear that in the dead of night. You're going to find out adrenaline's brown and smelly.
Yeah. Well, with the screech owl, there is somewhat of a biblical thing to that as well, isn't there? Because Lilith was known as the screech owl.
But any owl, if you get barn owls, for example, beautiful creatures. The first time I was near one of their nests after dark, they scared the bejesus out of me. And for those who have never heard it, allow me to demonstrate. RIP headphone wearers. So you're walking along through the dark, through the forest. There's an abandoned building nearby, which might well have barn owls in it. You get within 4 feet of the building, and all of a sudden, all you get is coming out of the building.
Yeah.
You find out how fast you can run in the dark with that. As I said, it scared the bejesus out of me the first time I heard it. I'm like, what the? What's that?
I've only ever heard it once in my life, and I think I needed toilet
paper. We
paper.
have, you know, I've shown you pictures of the building that I work in that's in the middle of the trees. Yeah. There's three different families of Barneys in that building. So if you're there after dark, you will get loads of weird stuff, and you might even think it's an EVP, but it's a barn owl saying, "Get the hell away from my nest."
I was about to say that, actually. I'm wondering how often worldwide people go out and do late night, because you know yourself, spirit around all the time, but most people do nighttime investigations because in theory everybody's in bed, the shops are shut, there's not as many cars, it's quieter. How many people have done an investigation, gone, oh, this building, there's a person that died here and there's legends of it scream, and they've heard an owl making a noise like that?
Yep.
Because I said I've only heard it once in my life, and I needed tissue paper afterwards.
Yeah,
it's a horrifying sound.
The only time they've ever scared me more was I was up there late. We were having a bat night. Like the wildlife ranger was bringing the sonar devices so you can hear the bats, and it's that dead bit between. It's just got dark, but the wildlife ranger hasn't arrived. You're the only one there. There's nothing around you for 4 miles. And something all of a sudden goes over the top of your head. And as you look up, all you see is this massive white thing. The barn owl's literally just skimmed your hair with its feet just to go, "Hey up, I see you." It's definitely not an attack because he never touched my skin. It just flicked the back.
Well, you know,
you see the claws on these things, you would definitely know.
Oh yes, I've seen the results of it. There used to be a derelict house above the canal, and we always used to call it Hammer House of Horrors. And being kids as we went exploring. We went up in the loft, and I presume it was a screech owl or something, came at us, and I felt something on my arm and gone.
Yeah.
And when I got downstairs, it had gone through my parka. I got 3 stripes on my parka where it had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I had a parka on. It was a hot day. But...
And their talons are that sharp because of how they hunt. That if that had been bare skin, you'd have been down to bone level.
Oh yeah, quite easily
felt it because they're that sharp.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I say, it was a hot day with kids being kids and what we used to get up to.
Have you heard the Aztec death whistle?
Oh yeah.
I love those things. I got one when I was in Mexico City once up at Teotihuacan. Pick that up, and I go out every once in a while in the neighborhood, not very regularly, but once in a while, and just blast that sucker. And you just hear everybody yelling.
I actually got CJ a 3D printed one of them for last Christmas.
Nice.
And he goes, "Well, how'd you do it? How'd you use it?" So I showed him, and I feel really guilty because I've done it, and all 3 of them shit themselves.
It's great.
Yeah,
I saw a video.
It's similar to the barn owl sound. Yeah.
That is horrible. And there's a video clip out that you get these people that play pranks out on the public. And the reason I got it, I was flicking through. I fancied having a few laughs. And there was a guy that was hiding in the bushes in the forest. And as joggers were going past, he was blowing one of these death whistles. They were absolutely pooping themselves.
There was another one where they were. The guy said he got the junkies or the potheads or whatever it was, smokers, whatever. They were going out into the woods to smoke their weed and stuff. And he'd sit out there behind this big rock and listen to them for a little while, and then blow that whistle. Oh, those people just, oh my God, and they jump up and they run at high speed out of there. Oh, so
it's like at the cathedral, we used to have a digital thing that played music in the top room of the tower, so that when you got up there, you've got some nice chill out music while you get your breath back from the 270 stairs. And it malfunctioned, but I did it in a way that we couldn't turn it off. And there's a garden across the road. And we all know that after dark, all the stoners and the users are in there, which is why normal people don't go in there after dark. Every Monday morning, you'd have a random stoner coming in. I have to tell you this. I know you're the ghosty wifey. You can hear the monks singing at night. And I'm like, no, honey, it's just a stereo. It won't turn off anymore. And it's like, every Sunday and Monday morning, you would have at least 2 or 3 random stoners per day coming in and going, you can hear the monks singing at night.
That just so reminds me of that meme of getting hold of your neighbour's Wi-Fi and then going through their Bluetooth and having ghost stories going off. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. So,
I think it would be cool if somebody did that to me, because that would be quite nice. It'd save me looking them up on YouTube, because that's what I listen to when I go to bed. I listen to ghost stories and weird paranormal stories.
Right. Oh.
I know this story because I recognise the photo.
Yes.
I don't know this one.
The Grey Man. Pawleys Island, South Carolina. It warns residents of coming severe storms and hurricanes.
Okay.
Although there are many variations of the legends, most say the Grey Man was first seen in 1822.
It's not the same story, because the one I know is Cornwall. But very similar so far.
Very similar. Yeah. This is just a generic picture of Pawleys Island or something. Last reported sighting was just before Hurricane Florence in 2018. And previous to that was just before Hurricane Hugo in 1989. The legend says that the ghost of a young man travelling from Charleston to see his fiancée in 1822. On the way, he and his horse were caught up in quicksand, like plough mud in the marshes before Pawleys Island, and he died. His spirit had haunted the shore nearby ever since, looking for the girl he loved. There are a few, like you said, there's one in Scotland, but there are a few similar sort of stories, but this one has persisted down the years.
I do, them sort of tales though do seem to have, I don't know, like they do seem to have like a very similar link. It's always, oh, they're around haunting because they've lost a husband or they've lost their wife or something like that.
And it's just amazing the sheer amount of superstition and belief systems around the dangerous jobs like fishing.
Yeah.
But it shows as well how, I mean, we think we're well travelled these days. And in the past, people didn't travel and all the rest of it, which, when you consider the stories that are around the world, that have very, very similar origins, like the Banshee, things like that, like Mothman, like Yeti and things like that, Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Different names, but very, very similar attributes to each other. So people of the ages must have travelled a great deal more than we believe.
Well, it's again, I'm coming back to work. We've got a carving on the ceiling that was made in 1270, which is a Polynesian or Hawaiian dude, because he's got the line tattoos on his face. Now, you tell me we're a stonemason in Scotland in 1270, so a Polynesian dude.
Yeah, exactly. There
has to be a few blown off course and turned up randomly on the other side of the planet.
Well, yeah, they reckon the Danes, the Norsemen, discovered America long before.
They proved it.
Also, the Chinese, I believe, as well, wasn't it?
Chinese came over, and they settled in Ecuador area quite a bit, and they came over to California as well, and Mexico.
Yeah.
So they were there for a long time.
Yeah, right. So we're over to you now, then, Joe.
Okay, here's one for you that's a little bit different. It's still a harbinger type thing, an omen thing, but they're doppelgangers and fetches.
Oh yeah.
Doppelgangers being most psychologically upsetting figures in folklore because the very idea of identity is stomped on. Like ghosts, monsters, demons, the doppelganger is you, or it appears to be you. Traditionally, seeing one's double is considered an omen of death, illness, catastrophe, spiritual corruption, madness, and the approach of the supernatural. It's a German word, doppelganger, double walker, meaning you again, you sing doubles. The idea exists in many cultures long before the German term became popular. So it's been around for centuries, millennia. In folklore, a doppelganger is not simply a look-alike. It's usually an exact supernatural duplicate, appearing independently, sometimes seen by others before the real person arrives. So you get there and somebody says, yeah, I just saw you. Where have you been? Silent and strangely emotionless and associated with bad luck or death. Unlike mirror reflections, doppelgangers exist physically in the world. Many traditions says meeting your own double is deeply dangerous. Yeah. Probably that tradition probably goes into the stories where you're talking about time, like Doctor Who and things like that, where you're talking about time stuff, and you can't be in your own same time.
Yeah,
it's probably got a lot to do with doppelganger type things being
timey-wimey.
Yeah.
The most famous doppelganger story that comes to my mind straight away is Percy Shelley.
I don't know that one. I know the one about the little French teacher.
Well, Percy Shelley, it was just after Mary Shelley told the story of Frankenstein that she came up with. He allegedly saw himself walking along the balcony or whatever you want to call it around the outside of the house, and later that day apparently he died. So that's the first one that really comes to my mind.
Well, it goes, I mean, the Egyptians they had the car.
Yeah. Which is
big,
part of your soul.
The twin spirit, and they'd cast an image when someone died of the person. So it's again, it just shows that these go across many different cultures as well as like I said, we know the doppelganger, but it's been around for a long time.
In some way though, could that be like a crisis apparition?
Yes.
With Percy Shelley allegedly saw his doppelganger walking on the veranda, and he died that day. Could it literally have been for a short period of time? Because he was due to die that day, his spirit actually left his body.
That would go into the fetch.
That would fit. I've got a doppelganger somewhere around Bolton, and if I ever got hold of him, I'm going to give him such a slap.
I've had, going by what other people have told me, I've got about 3.
Well, I when I worked doors, years ago, I used to get people coming up other doormen. Where have I worked with you? Never worked with you. I've only ever worked this door. No, I've worked somewhere with you. And I got slapped once by a woman that called all the names under the sun because of what I left her with a kid and all the rest of it. Nothing to do with me. And a mate was dragging her off saying, it's not him. It's not him. If I ever get hold of him, I'm going to give him such a slapping because he's had all the fun and I got the slap for it.
Right, these other pictures, are these you, Joe?
Yeah. Doppelgangers, fetches. A doppelganger, once again, is you, looking just like you. People can see things like that. A fetch is along the line, the same kind of thing. It's in Irish and Scottish folklore. A fetch is an apparition of a living person seen before their arrival, at the moment of crisis, or shortly before death. If seen in daylight, it may predict misfortune. If seen at night, death is often implied. The idea connects doppelgangers to broader omen traditions like banshees and the phantom black dogs. Modern doppelganger concept developed strongly in German Romanticism and Gothic folklore. The writer Jean-Paul popularized the term in the late 18th century. In German, belief that doppelganger was often a spirit double, a soul twin, omen body, supernatural reflection of the inner corruption that you might have. Unlike guardian angels, doubles were usually sinister. Catherine the Great had a doppelganger. Legend claims a servant saw Catherine sitting on her throne while the real Catherine was elsewhere. When informed, she allegedly ordered guards to shoot the apparition. Soon afterwards, she died. The story became one of the classical royal doppelganger omens. Yeah, don't ever shoot your doppelganger. Abe Lincoln, after his election, Lincoln reportedly saw two reflections of himself in a mirror, one healthy, one pale and ghostly. His wife reportedly interpreted it as one term in office followed by death before the other term finished. Lincoln was assassinated during his second term.
I can't remember if it was last week, the last show or the one before. Abe Lincoln also predicted his death, they claimed, didn't they? So,
yeah.
And he still went to the show.
Yeah.
You did the Percy Shelley one, that's here.
How many warnings did he need?
Yeah, exactly.
Some people just won't listen.
Doppelgangers in literature. Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
That bad guy type thing. Let's see, what else do we got here? The Double by Fyodor Dostoevsky. That's another one. Doppelganger became centric to Gothic literature because it my God, I'm tripping over my own tongue tonight. Because it symbolizes hidden guilt, divided identity, suppressed desires, madness, and morality. That kind of thing. And of course, they had them in Scandinavian and Northern European variants. Vardolgers, same basic things along here, different stuff. When you got into the Egyptian Ka and soul devils, mentioned that a little bit there. And then even the Slavs and Eastern European, Hungary and all that stuff, they had kind of the same thing. So it's worldwide. And the doppelganger thought is worldwide, and it's been around for many, many millennia,
There's been as I say, could it be, like I said, nothing more than a crisis apparition?
Yeah, it could very well be.
Yeah,
it's I can't say that I personally have never had anyone say, "Oh, you've got a doppelganger out there." I've never had that. The closest I've had to that is my sister that took her own life. Me and her are almost identical, even though there's like about 20 years difference between us. But actually saying
she's had a hard life then.
Yeah. She had a better beard than me, bless her. No, but I can't say I've ever had anyone go, "Oh, you was just in, I just saw you in there. How did you get here?" sort of thing. Like what you'd normally traditionally hear with a doppelganger story. I've never had anything like that.
One of my doppelgangers is actually on a video. Runrig did a concert at Edinburgh Castle decades ago. Right? Runrig on the
rig.
Right? And there's a lassie in the front row who's the absolute double of me. And I was babysitting a couple of weeks after, because it was one of these, it was broadcast live up here. And I was babysitting a couple of weeks later, and one of the boys, the father is like, "Did you enjoy the concert?" And I'm like, "Eh? Oh, you were at Runrig at the Rock." No, I wasn't. I listened to Runrig. I like Runrig. And he's like, "You're in the front row. You can see you." And he actually brought it up on the video, and I'm like, "Holy shit. Yeah, it absolutely looks like me." Even I went, "Eh?"
When I was working down in Suffolk, I got a phone call off my mum. "You've just been on telly."
Oh, gross.
"What are you doing robbing a bank?" It was on Crime Watch.
Yeah.
And I'd seen my mates not long after, when I went back home, asking me exactly the same thing. "You were on Crime Watch last night." My boss walked in the next morning and said, "I saw you on telly last night."
One of my friends had something similar. One of my friends had something similar. He used to live in Northampton. And there was a guy who had murdered his wife. They didn't have images of him, but they had his name. And they kept saying it over and over again throughout the broadcast. And it's my pal's name.
What?
His boss phoned him up the following morning and said, "Don't come into work. We don't want the drama of the police turning up." And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And so he went to work to see what the hell they were talking about. And the entire office was like, "You killed your wife." And he's like, "No, I didn't. You know fine well.
I think I remember
she divorced me 6 months ago. You know that." Well, it's all over the TV and the news that you killed your wife. And it was just, this guy had the exact same name and was within a year or two of the same age.
Christ.
Yeah, well, this guy,
everybody thought it was him.
This guy, they didn't know the name. But mates I've known for donkey's years. My own mother.
Yeah.
"You were on Crime Watch last night."
Jesus. Right, I've only got one more left. It's a couple of the ones that I was going to mention. Linda brought up, so I don't need to. Let me quickly get the image.
I got two shorts.
I've got two versions of this. I can leave it long or short. Hold on, I'm not sure if that's the right image. It's too small. Yes, that is the right image. Oh. Come on, computer. I think the computer's not enjoying this heat. Oh, no, it's wrong bloody image.
That is a pretty bird.
That's one of them sandhill cranes. I don't know. Like I did save the image. Oh, yes, I did, yeah. That's the one that I wanted to do, because when it's small, they look very similar. The butterfly people.
Ah.
Now, this is a relatively new one.
Pretty.
So, right. The butterfly people are a modern American folklore phenomena connected to the 2011 tornado in Joplin. After the devastating F5 tornado, some children reportedly described seeing glowing butterfly-like beings or angelic figures protecting them during the storm. Witness accounts and retellings often describe them as human-like but luminous, surrounded by butterflies or with wings, appearing during a tornado, calming down or guiding children to safety, protective rather than threatening. Unlike omen cryptids such as Mothman, the butterfly people usually seen as benevolent entities. The story spread after interviews and community retellings following the tornado. Some parents said that children who survived described mysterious butterfly people shielding them from debris or leading them to safety. Researchers of folklore and disaster psychology often compare the phenomena to guardian angel stories, crisis apparitions, shared symbolic imagery after trauma, children processing catastrophe events through imagination or spirituality. But why butterflies? Butterflies already carry a strong symbolic meaning. Yes, I'm a big believer in that. My nan absolutely adored butterflies. She had statues of them and ones you put in the window that flutter around in the sunlight and things. And I was sat in my garden when I lived in Ipswich. I got the phone call that she'd passed, and a butterfly came and landed on my hand. So that I believe that. Right. Anyway, butterflies already carry strong symbolic meanings: transformation, rebirth, souls or spirits, as I mentioned, hope after destruction. That symbolism likely helped the legend resonate so strongly after a disaster. Similar folklore, the butterfly people fit into a wider tradition of protective supernatural beings appearing during crises. Angels during wartime, Angel on Mons. I think that's been pretty much debunked now, though. Third man syndrome. Linda mentioned that once before. The Grey Man of Ben Dewey.
Ben McDewey, yeah.
Yeah. Disastrous visions and miraculous rescues, and Marian apparitions, like Fatima, for instance. There's one of the few modern American folklore entities associated with comfort and survival instead of fear. So I thought I'd finish on that one because all the others are, oh, you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die. And that one is, no, you're not going to die, you're going to be
That's
fine.
a happy one.
I thought it was a nice one to end my lot on.
The first thing I thought of with that was the Poltergeist 2 movie, because when Taylor fixes the problem, the butterflies come in.
I've not seen that film in about 35 years, so I really can't remember.
When the nasty bits are all done with, the butterflies come in, and all the way through the movie, there's little scenes where the mother notices Taylor is in the garden, and he'll just be meditating, and he'll have butterflies all around him.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end, when they finally vanquish the nasty, the butterflies come around the house. So it's a nice one. I've got a couple of. I'm going to make it nasty again, but you can also link this to a modern thing. I'm not going to tell you what it links to. I'm going to let you guess what it links to in the modern things.
Well, the fact I'm as thick as shit, I probably won't get it. So,
sorry about that. How price selling you bloody cut price electricity at this time of night?
They phoned up at 10 o'clock. They phoned you about electricity.
No, come to the door.
To the door?
Yeah.
Idiots.
Scottish Power.
No.
By an Asian lad with a very thick accent.
Scottish Power don't even exist anymore.
That's what he had on his T-shirt. We can do this deal for you. I'm not interested, mate. I've got plenty of electricity.
It's SEN is the only one that still exists, and they're not doing, or they're definitely not doing supplies up here, which is kind of odd because I'm in Scotland.
Well, he got
that image. Now that image looks like the fall of Satan.
Okay, have a look at the others.
Right, let's have a look.
All right.
That one's the one that's the biggest clue to linking to a modern fairy tale.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
The Dementors.
Yeah.
The Slua. A flock of spectral blackbirds comprised of the restless, unforgiving dead. Appearing during the freezing winter months, their sudden presence over a home is a terrible omen. They fly through the night, searching for open windows to swoop in and steal the souls of people on their deathbeds. Described as dark, elusive swarms of the damned souls or fallen angels, they usually come from the west, looking to steal the souls of dying or sorrowful people. Their presence is heralded by a cold wind and an overwhelming sense of dread. They are among the most feared creatures in Celtic mythology. One common belief is they are the restless spirits of people who were exceptionally evil. And my brain has just gone, Mr. Crowley again. And or people who were denied proper burial, condemned to wander eternally. Some people think they are fallen angels or fallen fae. They are perhaps malevolent fae or fallen angels, ancient human entities rather than actual human souls. The Slua are known for their destructive and troublesome nature. They are said to snatch mortals and carry them great distances, sometimes dropping them to their deaths. They can bring sudden illness or a paralyzing fear and are associated with the wild hunt. They typically appear as a flock of dark, raven-like birds or as a whirlwind of undulating shadows. In some human-like descriptions, they are haggard and old with long, gangly limbs and leathery wings. The Slua have permeated modern culture, appearing in literature, film, and video games, and it reels off the legacy of Cain, where they are portrayed as soul-scavenging adversaries. They're also a central theory in the TV series From. But when I read up on them, the first thing I thought was the Dementor.
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. It's a PS1 game.
Yeah. Now we have the protection against the Slua. Close your windows. Traditionally, people would close all west-facing doors and windows at night, as the Slua were believed to travel from the west to enter houses. Stay indoors, avoiding lonely places like dark forests or empty streets at night, and staying indoors after dark was considered a primary method of evading them. Iron, like many fae and fairy creatures, the Slua are vulnerable to iron and steel, which can be used for protection. Or the most dreadful method of all to escape was to send them after somebody else.
I was going to say, can you hire them?
That's about all I've got on them. The only other one I've got left is the cat she, and I think we already did that on a different one, and the mountain hares.
Think
about just got to go off camera a second because me old tickets just decided to start acting up. So over to Ian and then finish off with Joe.
Yep.
I was just wondering with the Appalachia, you know, a lot of those people came over from Ireland, Scotland, stuff like that.
Yep.
I'm wondering if these don't whistle in the woods at night, don't go outside, you hear your name. I wonder how much of that has come from the tales from the old world.
Yes. Well, like the Tommy knockers.
Yeah, exactly. That all came with the miners.
Came over with the miners that came over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the Nain Rouge. French for red dwarf, legendary creature in Detroit, Michigan area.
Fishes. Sorry.
Whose appearance is said to presage misfortune for the white settlers of the area. Only the whites. According to various stories surrounding the figure, Detroit's founder, Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac, was told by a fortune teller to appease the Nain Rouge, but instead he attacked it with his cane and laid about it, saying, "Get out of the way, you red imp." As a consequence, he had a string of bad luck. He was charged with abuse of power and reassigned to Louisiana. He later returned to France, where he was briefly imprisoned and eventually lost his fortune. Again, is this something that you're going to attribute to the Nain Rouge? Or is it like the myth of Tutankhamun?
Yeah.
It's how long after it did it happen?
Was he gonna lose everything anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't there a similar tale from New Orleans?
Well, that would make sense because it's French again.
Yeah, there's a couple along the same lines, but yeah, New Orleans has very similar.
Yeah. But again,
vampires and werewolves and
and even if you extend it further south into Mexico and stuff, it's very sounds similar to the duende and such like.
Yeah. That's it. Like you say, stories travel. And if people travel, you tend to get the stories from that area. I mean, America was settled by so many different European cultures. And Asian. And their myths persist.
Yeah.
You each bring your own and they get intertwined and intermixed and
yeah.
Where are the origins?
I've just had to take my GN spray and I absolutely hate the after effects of it. Feels horrible. Right, we'll finish off with you then, Joe, if you got any others.
Well, I am out. They've all been talked about or brought up or whatever, so I am out. There is one, but we've already basically covered it. From Brittany here in France, the Ankou is basically just another skeletal figure looking very much like our Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just a psychopomp that goes around collecting souls. He carries a scythe. He does all the stuff for a creaking cart with black horses, and the corpses of everybody on it. So that's a really good one, but it's the same as our own psychopomp that we all fall back on, the Grim Reaper. So,
well, the one I've got, it's not cryptid or anything like that, but as I've got behind me, comets.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Harbingers of doom.
Yeah.
They are very much. There's one appears on the Bayer tapestry.
Yes.
Oh, of course it is, yeah.
Yeah. It's also Julius Caesar, died in 444 BC. His son organised games and everything as a funerary service to deify and celebrate his dad. 4 months after his death, with incredibly appropriate timing, the bright comet shone in the skies at exactly the same time. There's quite a few. It's well known that the Great Comet of 1264 said that Pope Urban IV died on that day. It's said that he fell ill on the day it appeared and died on the day it disappeared.
What's his face? Samuel Clements. I've forgotten his pen name.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Yeah,
arrived and left
he
with it.
was born on it and died on it. Yeah.
He was born on the day of Halley's Comet. He died on the day of Halley's Comet, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
and how about the tragedy of the Hale-Bopp comet? That was a harbinger. They said, "Oh yeah, the aliens are here to get us," and they all died in that house and just around San Diego area because they were all going to be taken up to the mothership that's hiding behind that Hale-Bopp comet.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that one. Yeah.
Heaven's Gate or something like that.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that one, to be honest. Yeah, that was a time of comet as well, wasn't it? So
yeah, that wasn't very far from where I lived at the time, and it was what 80 miles away, 70 miles away, but still, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's from when you was over in America. 70 miles. That's virtually on your doorstep, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
I used to drive down to San Diego, 90 miles away for dinner. Sometimes left with people from that area. Still,
I got two random ones along the lines of the comets as well. The Black Sun. No, I don't mean Pearl Jam's Black Hole Sun, although it could be. Soundgarden, yeah. Solar eclipses, universally feared in antiquity as omens indicating that the gods were angry. These often predicted famine or signaling the end of an era. And the blood moon, total lunar eclipses, historically signaled impending warfare, mass bloodshed, or divine judgment across multiple ancient cultures.
Well, I've heard, I've not researched it, but I have heard that the Incas comet at the time around the same time, presaged their obliteration as a nation. It was predicted or something. I'd have to do some research into it.
Yeah.
They basically predicted when they saw a comet, it would wipe them out. But I don't know how true that is.
The other random one I found was the mountain hare.
It's appropriate because you're the only one in the group that has hair.
Let's find. I'm sure I took some images down just for the last couple minutes. Yeah. The mountain hare is feared by fishermen, among others.
Monty Python as well.
Yeah.
Big sharp pointy teeth.
I had the page open and it's disappeared. Bear with me.
The joys of being live.
Yeah, exactly. In specific remote mountain passes, a sudden encounter with a lone hare was considered a direct omen of disaster. Highlanders associated them with shape-shifting witches or fairies, and if a fisherman crossed paths with one, he would outright refuse to go to sea for at least 2 weeks, which means they're going hungry. So I clicked on the link to see what other info it would give me, and all it's give me is info on the actual species. It is native to mainland Britain and Ireland and has been introduced to the islands. Also known as blue hares, white hares, snow hares, blah 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 blah.
Do you know what? That would be absolutely amazing with garlic and mushrooms.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's a piece of useless information.
Asian patties.
Did you know the average human male could eat up to 15 rabbits or hares per day and still die of malnutrition?
Yes.
Yep. That's why they say when you eat rabbit, you have to put it with vegetables.
Yeah,
because it's something to do.
There's nothing to it.
Wrong, but it's something to do with there's nothing in it.
Yeah,
it's like polar bear liver. So full of vitamin A. If you ate polar bear liver, you'd die because of it.
Yeah,
you die of vitamin poisoning. Yeah.
It's like when you hear some of the American tourists looking at the hogweed over here and like, oh look, it's Queen Anne's lace. And I'm like, I don't know what a Queen Anne's lace actually is, but didn't they touch that plant? So
you're talking about having hair.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? That actually really does suit you.
it does actually suit you. It's the perfect.
I look about 10 or 15 years older, though. Or I reckon,
Yeah.
do anyway.
Yeah, but that's just like, if I do that, I'm suddenly younger.
Yeah.
Apart from this bit.
I actually used to have my hair like that.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, early 20s.
Well, I
do like the King of Rohan.
I tried it in Paranormal Anglia because Linda's shorts on our YouTube channel seem to get all the hits, so I put myself up with hair on there. I so miss having hair, I really do. Right,
I'll send you some. I'm getting it cut on Friday.
Number one.
No, however, what usually happens is 2 inches off the length and 5 inches off the top.
Yeah.
So there'll be plenty to go around because you can see how thick it is.
If we give you our address, you can send it.
Curly hair parted in the middle like that. Yeah, that'd be really fun. All of us doing that.
That's how you know when it's needing cut, because I hate the Cecil parting. I get it cut so that it sits up on its own.
Next week, I'm going to come in with a mop on my head. So, right,
don't get me started. Being a costume tour guide, I have loads of wigs.
Right, we've come short of this week, which makes a change for us.
It's
been fantastic as always. Some really good stories there. I think we'll leave Joe to pick it because Joe always seems to pick some really fantastic topics.
Yeah.
Because
they're all fantastic.
Unless the Rogues Gallery have any requests, they can send us. They can.
Well, we've not heard
anything. A comment if you're watching it later. If you're watching it at a later date,
definitely. We have no comments. We don't get anything from them. I mean, even Joe
I need to go through all the videos and just put boo on all of them.
Even Perry and Cole have been very, very quiet tonight.
They have. Yeah.
Haunted trains and stations, including the tube and things like that.
Yeah.
We can do.
Even I have some personal stories from that.
I got some from London.
As I said in chat the other day, I don't think there's a single train station in London that hasn't got some sort of ghostly tale to it.
I don't think there's a single train station anywhere in the UK that hasn't got a someone or a something.
Yeah. I know when I was in Stonehaven, in Scotland, I wanted to go down to the castle. So I stopped at the train station and took my suitcase across to the station hotel. Said, can I put this here? And they said, of course. So they did. And I walked down to the harbor and then up and out to the castle and back and got everything. And when I got back to the station, I'm standing there with my suitcase and I see an old man standing there and I turn around and turn back to see him and he's gone again. He's just like that.
Wow.
It's like, cool. That's very cool.
I had somebody in a top hat and tails give me directions, and when I mentioned them to a staff member, they went, "Yeah, he's wearing such and such and such and such." I'm like, "Yeah, that's him. I take it he's one of the costume tour guides." No.
When you told us about that one previously on one of our lives, I've actually snipped that and we've got it on YouTube as one of the shorts. So, right, it's been fantastic as always. We've come short for a change, so I'm happy with that. Those that are watching, we're trying to get to 500 by the end of the year, if possible. We're on 161, so
it's doable.
It's doable. It's possibly doable. And like we've said loads of times, we do this with shits and giggles. You know, it's not a job or anything, is it? Oh, there we go. One from Cole.
Cheers, Cole.
Cheers, guys. See you next week. Oh, also, any that are watching, if you use Spotify, we do have a few episodes on Spotify under the same name. We've had 10 listens and 8 of them listens have been downloads as well.
That's good.
So I'm quite happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. But it's been fantastic as always, guys. Apologies, but I've had to use Jens Briggs, me old Tinker decided to play up tonight for some reason. I think it's probably because I've had too much fizz.
The harbinger of doom.
Yeah.
Well, the snake's bit tonight, so.
Joe keeps sending jokes like those he sent through earlier.
Oh God, some of them were pure dad jokes.
Really good, weren't they? So good.
Some of them were good. Some of them I just sat there like, oh my God. Some of them though, I'm gonna have to tell CJ some of them because he'll like them for school. So preferably not the overly rude ones anyway. Right, guys, fantastic as always. Those that watch, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us get to the 500 by, well, hopefully. Actually, I'd like it by the end of the summer, but I can't see that's going to happen. But take care.
Yep.
Night, folks. Bye.
See ya.